Testing. Lesley, why can't you get this? Are you stupid? What? What? Why can't you get this? Those words said the 12-year-old psyche, my 12-year-old psyche, while my classmates gasped in bewilderment. Our math teacher, Mrs. X, was loomed over the desk that my best friend and I shared. She had become incensed when she realized that I did not have a shred of evidence of a thought process, much less an answer to the problem that she had assigned for the in-class. She did not care that her size or her insolence or her surliness had failed to help my fear-filled brain learn any faster. And so I sat there, with my head put over my notebook as I silently yet vehemently commanded my tears not to make a public appearance. Not today, please, not today, not now. But alas, they came splashing all over the offending blank page. That was it. That was the end. That was it. That was the straw that broke the back of this fragile camel. And all I wanted to do now was to follow my tattered confidence into the abyss where it had disappeared. After all, even though it was black inside there, it seemed so much safer, so much warmer. I can hide from the horror, the terror of this woman. In the meantime, my girlfriend had been holding her breath in empathy as she struggled to solve the problem that had been assigned. She subsequently found the answer and offered it to me. By that time, I was not about to raise my head and reveal the humiliation that I felt. Colleagues, have any of you, when you've experienced a painful experience, ever asked the question, why me, Lord? I see all the nods. So we need here. As I relived this experience, and I remember asking that same question, I have been stirred to reassess, to examine the purpose of these experiences in our lives. What is their role? Were they evilly designed to send us crashing down into the gorge to die of psychological trauma? And how is it that some persons are able to overcome experiences and others not? What is it about these people who are able to win? What is it that they do? What do they think? Is there some sort of method to their madness? And if they have a strategy, doesn't that imply that there must be a process to an experience, some sort of anatomy, like Anatomy 1 and Anatomy 2 that you guys do here at Ross University to help you understand how things work? And so I had these philosophical and psychological thoughts, and I went on my mission to try and flush out the mindset of these people and figure out what is it that they do. And I figured what would help me is if I dissect my own experience, perhaps I'll be able to determine the anatomy of this phenomenon. And in my layman experience, I was able to come up with something, that there was indeed a structure, and there were 4 areas. And area number 1, and I made them up. The first area I called the Dunkatorium. And in this area I realized, I finally understood the expression to undergo an experience. Oh, undergo an experience. You see, my classroom episode was like going to the beach on a beautiful day to have fun at the beach with my friends, only to suddenly find myself drowning. I had been unceremoniously dumped or dropped into the depths of an experience. The emotions that came to me immediately were shock and horror upon realizing that my nightmare was in fact a reality. And guess what? I struggled to avoid the demise of this unexpected plan, And the person who emerged from the waves was a person very different from the one who was just a few minutes before. I had been assaulted. My very existence had been assaulted. And so another set of emotions was now erupting inside of me. They were shame and intense anger. My very existence had just been attacked. My sense of self. And so from there, I then moved over into the second area that I call the holding and molding area. And in this area, one can spend many, many years and never leave. But in this area, I had one of two choices. I can either sit there and host a perpetual pity party and wallow in the pain and anguish of the experience, or I can grit my teeth, dig my heels in, and start to move, however slowly, and move through this experience. I chose the latter. And in doing so, I realized there were two things I had to do. One of them was to assess my sense of self. And in doing so, I realized, regardless of what Mrs. X thought of me, I was capable. However, in an environment of rote learning and memorization, I tend to see and process information differently. I'm not stupid, I'm just bored. And don't scream at me, don't belittle me. It doesn't help. But instead, engage me, inspire me, intrigue me. Those are surefire ways to capture my attention and my imagination. The second thing I had to do was to inventory my core values. And my mother was very instrumental in planting the seeds of those core values. And they include a strong faith in the Almighty. 2, to understand the importance of a very good education. 3, to understand that whatever I put my mind to, I can achieve it. 4, to understand that there is absolutely no substitute for persistent, consistent hard work. And 5, to always pursue excellence. This is the basis from which I've always worked. And this is what gave me hope and strength to move through that experience. And so for the next 2.5 years, I suffered mediocre results trying to get this math thing going. But one day I had the great fortune to be placed into this math class by the great Mr. Stevens. And he had a way of appealing to my thrill-seeking, competitive mind. He demonstrated that math was a game and that it was a mystery to be solved. I was captivated. And so with that, for the rest of my high school year, I worked diligently, excitedly at math, and subsequently realized relative success. Several years later, many, many years later, I moved into the area called the aha zone. And here I was, this is the aha zone, where I was able to finally understand the lesson of that experience. Here I am now, an adult, and by the way, it happened right here on campus, in my office one day. And I was sitting there, and I just had an epiphany. As an adult and a professional who wears many hats, I finally understood the role that Mrs. X had played in my life. And while I did not learn much math from her, I learned a host of other lessons. One of them was to ensure that I equipped myself with the skill to teach one concept many ways. That way, I can use the many different perspectives or the many different ways to reach persons of different perspectives, whether it be ethnic, cultural, socioeconomic, gender. One concept, many ways, I can still reach everyone. 2, I understood the importance of patience. Patience, especially when you're trying to teach something to someone who doesn't understand or is not their forte. 3, to understand the importance of respect for everyone, regardless of your station in life, whether you're a child or an adult. you understand the importance of respect. 4, to understand that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Words have energies. You can speak life and success into someone. You can also speak defeat into another. It is very important how we use our words and how we address each other. So when I think about it, I realize that Mrs. X really did me a favor. And because of that, and I understand the lesson, I can stand here today and tell her, thank you for the lesson that she taught me. 4th stage is now what I call the culmination stage. And that stage is where it's the platform from which persons tend to write their biographies of what has happened to them, how they've overcome great odds. And these biographies are what inspire all of us today, all through the ages. Biographies, eulogies, mentors, teachers, you name it. But this is a platform where you can use your experience to inspire others. And while I continue to write my own story, I will join the chorus of the many people and say that, you know what, regardless of the challenges that come at you, and regardless of what the person's attitudes are towards you, that you use their attitudes and those challenges as fuel for your efforts to prove them wrong. That person that Mrs. X called stupid many years ago in grade 7 went on to graduate with honors in mathematics from high school. Subsequently, studied business and computer programming courses at the collegiate level, and those courses are math-based, and have taught from primary school all the way to PhD level in math and statistics to all these students, and now, who would have thought, financial planning and everything else. But the lesson is that you know the experience. Look at it as an opportunity to reveal the strengths that lie within you. The strengths that lie within you. And as you go through these emotions or these experiences, always go through first acknowledging your emotions that you feel, assessing your sense of self. Who are you? Go back to basics. Doing inventory on your core values. Finding the lesson and using that to push you forward. And I will tell you, even though it may seem difficult and you have all these experiences coming at you before, while you're here at Moss University in St. Kitts, you're going to have a lot of experiences. But try to look at it as a gift. Because if you think about it, when you ask the question, why me, Lord? It's because He has chosen you to give you a gift to make you better and to push you forward to reach your destiny, to prepare you for the purpose for which you are designed. Thank you.